So how do you write a case? Well, welcome to the third in a series of videos on case writing. I'm Dr. Joel Bigley, and I'll be going through this section with you. So just to recap, the first video talked about how you conceive of a case, how you put your case together into a story. The second video, we talked about how you take that case and you put it into a framework. You put it into a usable framework that can be used in a classroom situation. And here in this third video, we're going to talk about how then you take the case and the framework and you use it in a classroom. Again, I'm sharing with you my experiences, and I'm sure that you can come up with great ideas of your own to use your case in your class. I just wanted to share my experience with you. So how do you use the case in a classroom? So I've used these cases quite a bit with some good success in my classrooms. And so I'll talk to you about different ways that the case can be used specifically and some of the experiences that I've had. So the first part of the use of the case would be how are you going to use it in terms of an assignment. So the case can be assigned to a person, the case can be assigned to a group. One thing that I've found is that when cases are assigned to a group, that you get a lot of other information that is brought into the discussion with the group. And I find actually that the quality of the cases and the deliverables from the cases are actually better than what they would be if they were just with a person. So I would recommend that you use a group, but that's up to you. So you make the assignment of the case, and then there's some deliverables. So an example of a deliverable would be a paper. So you can have the student take all the key discussion questions, and they can write a paper on those discussion questions, and they can then turn that paper in. Now that paper can talk about the theory that was presented in the case. It can talk about certain financial aspects, whatever it is that's important to you in the case. So paper is one deliverable. Another deliverable is a presentation. So the group can get up and give a presentation. This could be a PowerPoint presentation, for example, and it would include maybe a particular thought process. They could again use the questions. Typically, whether it's a paper or a presentation, I'm looking for an introduction and also a conclusion. So when they get up and give their presentation, whether it's a person or a group, they actually give an executive summary perhaps, and in the end they kind of summarized what they learned and what they feel, how they feel about the case. So that's typically what I do when it comes to a presentation. Then during the presentation, there's typically discussion, and this is a chance for you to talk about some of the critical things in the case that you think should be discussed. And this depends on what your priorities are, but there could be some content that you really want to discuss, and you want to kind of help people to understand certain key concepts. And then the other part is the quiz. So you can leverage the quiz. It can be a pop quiz. It can be something that you use for homework. But the quiz is another way for you to get some points for the class. And then the other way to get some points is through participation. A lot of classes have participation points. So when people are involved in discussions and so on, another opportunity for points to be awarded comes through the discussion side of things. So these are some different ways that I've used the cases in my classroom situations, and we've had great discussions. And I would encourage you to leverage these opportunities, which are supported by the framework that we discussed in video number 2. Thank you very much, and I hope that you are able to put a great case together, and I appreciate you taking the time. Thank you.